Hey y'all, I'm the Eclectic Blerd, and welcome to another Eclectic review. Today we're going to continue our series of season 1 of Stranger Things. We're on chapter 4, entitled The Body. And just like always, if you want to become one of my eclectics, where you can see all my eclectic reviews, the top 4s, Geek in the Street, just subscribe, baby. Subscribe to the channel. Give us a like. Give us a comment on this video so we can talk about some of the Stranger Things. Y'all ready to get into it? I'm ready to get into this episode. So first, I knew they were swerving me, bro. I was going to have a conniption if Will was dead. They swerved me. I knew it. But I digress. Let me not become one of these crazy I know it all type people that I see on Twitter every single day when it comes to Marvel, DC, or anything else out there that try to guess what's happening. When they guess right, it's like, oh, I'm the smartest in the world type people. Let me not do that because I really dislike them on Twitter. But my overall thoughts about episode 4. What it has done, it has pulled me all the way into the Stranger Things series. They're intertwining everybody's story. It's like it's 3 stories coming at the same time. We have, maybe 4. You have the Goonies, which is Mike, Lucas, Dustin, and Ale. Then you have, I guess, the older Goonies with Jonathan and Nancy. Then you have what's going on with Joyce and the sheriff. But they kind of seem separate, but I was just thinking they were the only adults there. So, but their storylines are a little different too. So in this episode, you already know, whew, man, I was feeling relieved when I found out that your boy, one of the Goonies, Will, is alive. But in this episode, it started off, they did a good job of this, basically through episodes 1 through 3, chapters 1 through 3. And that they making Joyce seem like she's going crazy trying to find her son. It's a parent thing. I guess it's a mother thing, that she just has this instinct that, no, he's not dead yet. So with her story, I'm going to intertwine her story and the sheriff's story all at once. So with her story, they start off, remember last episode, she took off running when the thing said run and some thing was busting through the wall, right? So it was 0 volume. So they just kind of looked like people were talking and stuff was happening. They was looking around the house until they finally said, Joyce, Joyce, and then the sound came on. And she's like, I'm not crazy, all this stuff happened. And the next scene she was in, she was going to look at, she went and got an axe, of course, to sit on the couch just in case he showed up again. And next thing you know, it's the next day, Jonathan got his mom, like, look, we got to go look for Will. Got to look at Will's body. We get there, Jonathan runs off, and she's like, hold up, there's a birthmark on his right arm. So the guy raises it, and when she comes out, and now the sheriff is also there, so he's talking to Jonathan at the same time, saying your mother's strong, and you know, the normal, I'm trying to make sure you're okay type of thing. She comes running out and like, whatever that is not my son. And you doggone right, Joyce, don't let them treat you like you crazy. You ain't crazy. But she run out there. Now the son get in the car, drive up to her. They're arguing in front of the whole town, it seemed like. And she's like, I'm not crazy. I know what I saw. It's real. It's this thing with no face. Kind of busted the wall. I'm talking to him. He's alive. That's not him. And he's like, it don't matter whether it's him or not. We having a funeral. So Jonathan just trying to, man, I'm just trying to get through this now. I don't want to deal with nothing else as it pertains to this thing. And, the next part of Joyce, I'm going to intermingle with the Goonies, right? So let's get to Jonathan. So after that argument, Jonathan is at the funeral home, looking at things, trying to plan for the funeral and everything. And then Nance show up. So Nancy come in there, so they come outside and start talking. Because Nancy, she is really worried about Barb at this time. The police show up to school and bring her out to interview her, and all they really asking about is, hey, she got jealous of you and Steve. You went up to his room, and what did you do up there? Implying that they had sex, and that's why she don't know what happened to Barb, and Barb got jealous and ran away. So at that point, she lies like they were just friends. She get home, the mother like, you had sex. And she's like, bruh, that's not the important part of this. Barb missing, and this what you concentrating on, son? Man, gone somewhere. I don't want to talk to none of y'all. She bolts, and then that's when she go and meets Jonathan, right? They're in there talking, and she's like, man, something happened to Barb. I feel it. And she's like, I went and looked, and then I saw this thing. So she gets up to start leaving, and Jonathan's like, what it look like? And she was like, man, it's hard to explain, but I don't think it had. And Jonathan was like, a face? And she was like, and like, my mom said that, son. So now they looking like, okay, something's weird going on right now. So they go develop the rest of his pictures. Bruh, he got a picture of it, son. So now we know whatever that thing is, we know what it looked like. And basically, to me, it just looked like some alien looking thing. It's weird. You know how aliens don't have faces and all this other nonsense, but that's kind of what it looked like. And so now let's get to the Goonies. So the Goonies start off with just Mike and Elle, and Mike is pissed at Elle saying, look, you said he was alive and we get that Delta body dead. You don't do that to friends. Just tell her. You should have told me the truth to begin with. She's still messing with the radio that she's been messing with for the 3 episodes. And then next thing you know, Will's humming a song. He's like, that's Will. Next morning, call his boys up saying, come to the house. Don't go to school. They all come to the house, and they hear little things, but they can't tell if it's Will or not. And, Dustin like, hey, maybe she's hearing Will like Professor X. Like, yeah. And then Mike's like, something's going on. It's her, but I don't know, we need something stronger than this. They're like, the school. Of course, at this time, Luke is still looking kind of, and of course, he's still calling Elle weirdo, by the way. It's kind of mean, but he's still doing it. Still don't think she belong in the Goonies, but once you get into the Goonies, you in the Goonies, bro. Mike is, I'm not saying he's the leader, but he's the leader. And the leader let her in, what you gonna do? Then they say, but we gotta go to the middle school. So now they gotta make her look like a girl. And I'm not saying look like a girl, but just fit in, right? And so there's 3 boys putting clothes on a girl, which is really interesting. So Mike go and put a little makeup on her, put lipstick on her and everything. And they found a dress and a wig for her. Because don't forget, she's shaded because of what they was doing, or the experiments they was doing on her at that lab. Put it on there. She come out. Dustin like, oh, wow. And Mike turned around like, oh, you're pretty. Good. So, Mike is really starting to feel ill. They're in middle school, right? So all these crushes and stuff are starting to come up. So Mike look like he's really starting to fall in hard crush liking of Ale. Very interesting. But I digress. So they get to the school. The little science teacher like, hey, we need to go in here for Will. They explain away who Elle is and all this other stuff, right? Calling Eleanor and cousins and all this other stuff going on. So they give her, the science teacher give them the keys, but only at the assembly. They bust into the assembly, everybody turn around and look at them because they know, oh, that was their homeboy. So they get in there, and of course, the bullies up there talking out the side of their mouth, laughing, because there's a rumor at the school that Will was gay, a fairy, and it doesn't matter, even if he was, they didn't have to act crazy towards him and be bullies. And the way the friends were looking, they probably know that he might be, but it didn't matter to them because that was their boy. And that's how he's supposed to be. And so afterwards, the assembly ends, Mike on fire. He walked up to him like, bruh, we heard you laughing. Enough of that. Don't do it again. And they're like, oh, it don't matter. He with the fairies now. He's gay and happy. And at that point, Mike was like, you know what? I'm tired of your nonsense, son. Push him to the ground. So much so that everybody in the gym like, oh my God, he actually pushed him. Now, they didn't say that. They just looked shocked. But I'm saying, oh, he pushed him. But anyway, so he pushed him to the ground, right? He get back up like, you're dead. Then he freezes, pees his pants. Look behind him. Oh, Elle wipe her nose. I'm like, oh, you put the swerve on him. But then they run out of there, get to the little closet where the stuff at. She starts to do the thing, and she has another memory being in the lab. And this is what she did in the lab when she was supposed to be just listening in on somebody. She kind of used the radio to put the words through. And so now she's doing that, all that's going on. And before I get to this point, let's just talk 1 second about the sheriff. No, I leave him for last. So then they get in there. They start hearing something through the radio. It's bang, 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 bang. So at the same time of the banging, you go to Joyce at the house. She goes outside because she thought she hears something. Then she pulls it down, and Will's look like he's trapped in some sort of layer or something. It's weird. She could see him, but couldn't reach him. But he was banging on the house, but she couldn't get to him. It was some weird concept. So while he's been saying, Mom, 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 she going like, oh, I love you. No, what's wrong? On the other end, the rest of the Goonies like, well. They're like, I don't think he can hear us. But they can hear everything that he's saying to his mom. And at the end, the mom said, look, no matter what, just run and hide. I'm going to find you. And on the side of the Goonies, they're like, Will's alive. Oh my God. But then it cuts off when he runs, the lights cut back on and the thing catch fire, so they put it out. At that point, looked like Elle used a lot of her energy. So at that point, she can't move. So they had to put her on a little table or something to push her out the room to get out of there, right? And at the same time, while all this going on, at this point, hey, bro, Will alive, son. At this point, the sheriff feeling some kind of way, like, man, something ain't right. You sent home our normal coroner. This police officer that supposedly found the body, nah, bro, he don't look like he found nothing. He tried to help talk to figure it out. The guy like, going, next thing you know, Hopper throwing hands on your boy, like, look, tell me what's going on, son. So he throwing the hands on him. Then he like, look, somebody told me to do it. Don't worry about who, somebody told me to do it. And there's somebody looking, and he's like, "You gonna get us both killed?" He runs off. He tries to run after whoever's watching them, and they pull off. And so the next time you see Hopper, he goes back to the morgue and kind of beat up the cop that was just guarding the door. He go in there, look at the body and say, "Okay, well," then he turn back around and cut him open. Man, bro, cotton, son. That's why you can't trust the government sometimes. Cotton. Got cotton inside the man. So fake. I don't know how they were able to make him so real, but he was fake. Thank goodness for that swerve. Now, in the middle of all this, something weird crap is going on in the lab. They have some little plate. Did they go into where Will's at? No, maybe. But they went to this place, right? It's like, oh, it's just like out there. It's just darker. And they're like, oh, you can hear la la. Then I hear some other noise. It was more than likely probably the alien. And they like pull him back because they had him on the little thing so he wouldn't get lost. They start pulling him back, and then you next to know he's like, ah, you know what that means. He done for, son. So after all that's done, everybody do something at the end. Hopper decide, you know what, I'm finna break into this lab. I gotta see what the crap going on. Cause y'all done killed the little boy or something. Something ain't right about this. So he trying to break into Hawkins' lab. That old no good daddy gonna show up at Joyce's house. And so she hugging him because of what just happened. But, dude, really? What you showing up for? Your son had to come way out there and you acted a nut with him. So now you're showing up? What you showing up for? What? Something ain't right. But whatever. You know, no good people, I don't trust them. So with all that being said, all that's going on. So all these stories are interconnecting. And the thing that I love the most about the show is I'm a mystery buff as far as it comes to TV shows and movies. I love mysteries, right? So I like stuff from the British mysteries. I like the American mysteries, Hallmark mysteries. I like that type of stuff. I like solving that type of stuff. I don't know if it's come from my math background or if just the books I used to read when I was younger. It's just something about connecting the dots that's exciting to me. So this episode was so exciting. It's the first time where I want to click watch next episode. And I'm not a binge watcher. I like just watching the episode and waiting to the next day or the next day after that or 3 days or even a week later to before the next one. I just kind of like the suspense and thinking about stuff before I go into the next episode, going back to back to back to back to back, and stuff start merging. That just ain't me. Now my wife, she can binge watch stuff in 2 days. She did that Bridgerton, and I don't know, a couple, 3, 4 days, I don't know. She went through it fast though. But either way, I'm not one. But this show has really exceeded my expectation. 100%. My wife told me I should watch it, and I finally am, and I thank her for suggesting it to me. I thank y'all for coming to listen to the previews. I'm just loving it. I love this show, and I can't wait to get to the next review. And right now, I really want to push watch the next episode, but it's late, and I have a vivid imagination as far as dreams are concerned, and I don't want to be dreaming about what I've been watching. But I digress. Either way, so if you want to, again, subscribe to the channel, comment on this video, like it. If you want to follow me on Twitter, hey, I do a lot of talking on Twitter, even though I don't have a lot of followers. Become one of them. You can follow me at Blerd Eclectic. We talk about a lot of different things on Twitter. That's my main social media place that I love to communicate in. So you'll learn a lot about the Eclectic Blerd on Twitter. Again, it's at Blerd Eclectic. You can follow me on Instagram at _Eclectic_Blerd. You can follow this channel on Facebook at What the Soul. And again, I just want to thank y'all so much for coming out and watching this video on YouTube. Hey, if you want to watch episodes 1 through 3, go ahead and follow the channel, and you can see all the videos I posted so far. You can see the entire series of WandaVision. You can see the top 4s I've done before, which is based on, I've done some with Heroes Con, and I've done some about Carowinds, so top 4s. And we got new shows that's coming, which is what's happening with this Geek in the Streets. Just talking about basically trending topics that I want to talk about and share with you all. So all of that's going to be coming, and I can't wait to share all that with y'all. Thank y'all again for coming out, and I will talk to y'all next time. I'm out.